Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Peace, family. This your brother, Mr. Holipsism, coming at you on a Friday, May 8th. I shouldn't say the dates because I kind of date these things, but you know, it is what it is. I want to talk about something today, and what I want to talk about is the need for an African-American slash diasporan fund. We need an African-American diasporan fund right now. The bottom line is this, and this is the description for the video. The mainstream black talking heads and our so-called elective officials and representatives are not going to do it. The only way it is going to get done is if qualified and professional people in the finance field get together and make it happen. This has been spoken about by everyone and implemented by no one. I remember when I heard, just an aside, I remember when I heard Farrakhan talk about it at the first Million Man March. Never heard anything about it again. If you notice, all the we can do it right here, Captain American Negroes, militant integrationists, Black Power Americans, situation radicals, arbitrary activists, conveniently conscious, Facebook and YouTube pretendians, Native American tweeters, indigenous Instagrammers, and Stockholm Syndrome having ass Negroes have become MIA after COVID-19. I don't see nobody putting out the we can do it right here content on YouTube and Facebook. Missing in action. It's time, and the time is right now. So, if you know any people in the finance and legal industry who don't have their head up their ass and have black nationalist or African-centered progressive tendencies, please refer them to the BAIO website. That's BAIO Afrikstan, that's AFRIKSTAN.org. BAIO Afrikstan.org. Why am I doing this video? Because this is one of those key moments for African-centered progressives and black nationalists. Because there really is no opposing argument to land, infrastructure, and nationhood right now. The reason why the militant integrationists and the Black Power Americans have gone into, they're in the bushes right now and they're MIA and they're missing in action and nobody can hear from them is because they have no fucking solutions to the problems that's going on with us right now here in this country. And in the midst of a global pandemic, and in the midst of the policies that's being enacted by the U.S. government that's affecting every black person that's living in America right now, where you can see in real time just how you don't have no control over nothing, Negro. You don't control one dirt road in America. You don't control one gas pipe in America. You don't control one electrical, not only electrical grid, not one damn electrical wire in America. So everything that the black nationalists and African-centered progressives have been talking about, people should have a real tendency and an ear toward hearing what we have to say. Because we've been talking about this for years, and now we've seen it manifest into reality right now. So in the midst of a global pandemic, and in light of the fact that none of these militant integrationists or Black Power American or Captain American Negroes have anything to say in terms of giving a solution to our collective problem here in this country, Black African people need to start, nationalists and progressives need to start stepping up to the plate. We need to be getting more and more people into the BAIO. We need to be getting more and more people that's down for land, infrastructure, and nationhood. There shouldn't be any reason for people to be shy. There shouldn't be any reason for people to be afraid. You shouldn't be in silence on your own Facebook page because you're afraid to let people know that you for black people having a nation of their own, or for black people to have socioeconomic and political empowerment. If you're afraid to let people know that, then you're useless to us. You're useless to this movement. Nationhood, land, infrastructure, and nationhood needs to go viral. And the only way that that can happen is if people start opening up their goddamn mouths and letting people know that, hey, I'm for nationhood. Or putting out the question, yo, shouldn't we have a nation of our own? Making the case. It shouldn't just be pleaded from a couple of people. There should be hundreds of people putting out content talking about land, infrastructure, nationhood. There should be hundreds of people putting out content talking about the BAIO. Hundreds. I'll deal with hundreds for now. We get to thousands later. But for now, hundreds. There shouldn't just be one or two people that people are tuning into to find out about this concept. It should be everywhere. It should be going viral. I've seen a lot of stupid shit go viral. I've seen a lot of stupid shit that people will pass around unapologetically. This ridiculous. And it goes viral. Why can't something that you claim you believe in get passed around? Why can't something that you claim you about be promoted? So what I'm suggesting is, in terms of the African-American, let me get back to the African-American Fund. Why don't African Americans or black people here in America have a fund that they can contribute to on a monthly basis? And I'm not talking about donations. I'm talking about investment. Where you invest, like Elijah Muhammad said, $10 a month to an African American fund. If let's just say in a perfect world, every black person in America contributed $10 a month to an African American fund throughout the year. Let's see what that is. 10 times 50 million. I'm rounding off. Rounding off. We already know the answer to that one. So if 50 million people is given $10 a month, and then that's just in a month. And then we got the whole year where we're collecting that amount of money. Do you know that the average African debt to China is somewhere between $6 to $10 billion? $6 to $10 billion. You know what we could do? And this is, like I said, this is one strategy. I'm just one person. We might have a different strategy once we all get together and collectively decide. But what I would do is I would purchase the debt that the African countries have to the Chinese government with conditions. Say, listen, we'll purchase this debt, but we're not purchasing the debt so you can be now indebted to us. We'll purchase the debt so that we can get something in return for that. How about some land allocated to us for purchasing the debt? That's just a suggestion. Since everybody's so offended by the concept of Africans being indebted to the Chinese, the debt that they have is really very minuscule when it comes to nations. $6 to $10 billion, that's nothing. I think the most I've seen an African country indebted to the Chinese has been 14 billion, and that's still nothing. but the average is anywhere between 6 to 10. We can literally purchase the debt of every African nation to China and have change left over. And for us doing this, now that would be mutually beneficial toward the Africans, because we're not going over there with a hat in our hand saying, "Hey, give us land. You owe us." No, none of that. We purchase the debt, relieve that debt off of you, and in return for us relieving the debt, you allocate a certain portion of land toward us. You know, I'm just spitballing here. There's just one idea, one concept. I have others. But my point is this. We can't do anything without financing. And unfortunately, there's no one who's a black talking head or somebody who's a mainstream black talker. And like I said, I challenge you to find anyone who's got a microphone that's talking openly about black people having their own nation. Nobody. Everybody's a militant integrationist and everybody's a black power American. Nobody's talking about us having something of our own. So I don't expect the Black African, the African-American and Diasporan Fund to be started by anybody but black nationalists and African-centered progressives. So if it's going to be started, it's going to be started by the BAIO. And in order for us to start it, we need qualified people, because this fund is going to be, it's not going to be a donation-based fund. It's going to be an investment fund where people can put their money into it and see the return on what they're getting for their investment. It's going to be open, it's going to be transparent, and it's going to have liability attached to it. People that put into this fund is going to have statements sent to them monthly, letting them know how the fund is performing. And before we make a decision to purchase or use any of those funds, then we have to have a board of people who are qualified and a board of people who are trusted. And they have to come to a consensus and make a decision as a board before any money is allocated. We are not going to have a bunch of shiny suit Negroes. We ain't going to have nobody rocking jewels. This is an African-American fund, and it is for African-American people. African-American and African diasporan people. And it needs to be done now. So, if you know of anyone that's in the finance and accounting, or anyone that's in legal, because it's going to take some lawyers and some accountants to draw up the infrastructure for this to make this thing happen. Because I don't know about finance. That's not my wheelhouse. So don't look to me to build it. Don't look to me to create it. All I can do is just throw up the flare or shine the lighthouse so that people can say, hey, let's go over there. It looks like they need something from us. So if you know anybody that's down with that, like any accountants and lawyers who have, like I said, African-centered progressive or black nationalist tendencies, please refer them to the BAIO website. Because we need as many people as possible to be a part of this nation. Because a nation is not about a single individual. So don't look toward me. Don't look toward minister. Don't look toward these individuals and say, what you doing? What are you doing, Nick? Because you know what? It's always the people. I put something on Facebook. Let me go back to it. I posted something on Facebook. It's something I just thought of, and it reminded me of this situation. Where is it? Where is it? It was a meme that I created. Where is it at? Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. The people saying nothing is happening are the same people doing nothing to make it happen. Let me repeat that. The people saying nothing is happening are the same people doing nothing to make it happen. So this is why I don't want to hear anybody talking about, the BAIO, what they doing? They ain't doing nigga, what you doing? What are you doing to contribute to this cause, to this movement? What are you doing? Besides sitting back waiting for somebody else to do something. Because I'm telling you, there is no King Holip. There is no King Dawood. There's no prime minister this or this dictator that. In order for us to have a nation, and this is something that I want to ring in your ears because this is God's honest truth. If we're going to have a nation, we got to have people involved in the nationhood process. If you got a bunch of people sitting around waiting to see what's going to happen or who's going to do what, then nothing's going to happen. Kexia, the sister who designed our website, didn't come into the BAIO and say, well, what y'all doing? What you gonna do? She said, listen, I work in IT. This is my wheelhouse. What can I do to help you guys do whatever you want to do? Where can I be utilized where my talents can assist the process of nationhood? And that's just one. There's plenty of people. I don't want to go through every name, but there's plenty of people in the BAIO who bring their talents into the BAIO, and they came in with the mindset, where can you guys utilize my talent? And they got in where they fit in, and they ran with the baton. That is how this thing goes, man. So if you're a sheep and you're looking for a shepherd, the BAIO is not the place for you to be. If you're a follower looking for a leader, the BAIO is not where you need to be. The BAIO is for people who want to bring, I'll use the words of JFK, ask not what your nation, well, he said country, but ask not what your nation can do for you. Ask what you can do for your nation. It's that simple. So the time is now. I wanted to, I felt like I needed to put this video out because I don't feel like we're doing what we're supposed to be doing as black nationalists and African-centered progressives. I feel a lot of us are just sitting on our hands and just going along and letting each day bleed into the next. This is the opportunity to push land, infrastructure, and nationhood right now. This is the golden opportunity. In other words, it's like, I feel like Bernie Sanders was talking about Medicare for all before the pandemic. And people were saying, oh, well, that's unrealistic. How are you going to pay for it? Da, 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 da. Then a pandemic comes around, and now you don't hear how you're going to pay for it because money is flying all over the fucking place. So this is the perfect time for his message. I look at it the same way with us. We've been talking about nationhood, and all we've been getting is resistance from bootlicking Negroes. Now that the pandemic has come out and everybody sees that they have no control over their own reality, now they're open to hearing another message. They're open to hearing another point of view. So what are we doing? What are we doing? We should be pushing the envelope, pushing things forward, trying to get members, trying to push the concept, making the concept of nationhood go viral. And if there was ever a time to do it, now's the time. We got a window to do this. And if we don't do it within this window and push this and let people and make that talking point viral, that we need a nation of our own on the continent of our ancestors, then what's going to happen is people are just going to become apathetic. People are going to sit back and basically feel like they have no control over their life and just go along for the ride, which is mainly what I see people doing right now. So this is my challenge to all black nationalists, all African-centered progressive, all people out there talking that black talk, all people from the cultural conscious demographic, all of you motherfuckers that pollute the timelines with all of this black stuff all the time. I'm challenging you to push the concept of land, infrastructure, nationhood, and to make the concept of nationhood go viral. That's my challenge to you. Stop pushing 5G bullshit. Stop pushing COVID-19 conspiracy theories and start focusing your energy on where the energy should be focused on, and that's the creation of an African American fund so that we can pool our resources together and get some goddamn power in this country and outside of this country. And that's all I got to say about that, and I'll holler at you good people later. Peace.
You can't compare to the status right here. Legendary worldwide, we can battle right here. Listen, Junior, I'ma tear back your wig. This ain't TV, but I'll show you what a fear factor is. Stop grilling me, and all that fronting is killing me. You leave me no choice but to hurt your feelings, G.
About to slap rappers around and bruise the game. What?